If you watched my video on 5 things I would have done differently in high school, one of the big things had to do with how I dressed. I didn't know what my body shape was. I honestly didn't know what was in style. I didn't know that there was a Christian culture that had their fashions. I just really was kind of clueless, to be honest with you, and I determined that I wasn't going to let that happen with my children, and that I would try to help other teenagers, especially Christian teenagers, to know how to stay in style and to have a great wardrobe and look cute all the time while still being modest. I have 3 basic rules, and then I'll give you the top trends for fall 2018. Okay, so basic rule number 1 is this: know what your body shape is. There are 3 different body shapes. The first is an apple, where you gain a little bit more on top than you do on the bottom. And the second is the pear, where you find that you're super buff and fit and trim. You have a flat stomach naturally, but the bottom half of you looks like the bottom of a pear. And the third shape is the hourglass, where you have an itty bitty little tiny waist, but the rest of you is pretty average. And then as you grow, you'll find your waist still is the very smallest part of your body. And so knowing that and knowing how to accentuate that to look the best is really important. And so when you're going into these trends that I'm going to give in a little bit, know that if this trend doesn't work for your body shape, don't do it. Try to find a way to work around it. One good example is this: that if you are a pear, and you'll notice that the super high waist mom jean types are in style, instead of wearing an A-line high-waisted skirt and a little dress tied shirt, that will make it really gappy up at the top and then clingy on around your hip area. And so rather than doing that, accentuate that you're smaller on the top and wear that button-up shirt tied, but wear a more of a pleated skirt. Pleats are super in right now, and you can have the knee length or the midi, or you can do the super long flowy skirts, but have something that kind of cinches in at the waist and then flows down, and so it'll accentuate the best part of your shape. The second basic rule is this: don't spend your major money on trends, because they're going to be gone next season. Spend your money on investment pieces that are going to be something that you wear every day and that will last you for a few years, maybe even several years. And those items are your coats, your shoes, and your purses. Those are investment pieces. They are the statement that you're going to make. You can tell a lot about somebody by those 3 things. And so find a church jacket or a dress jacket, an outerwear that really says something about your personality and that you can wear with everything, makes you feel awesome. Same thing for everyday career and going out and hanging out with your friends. Get a jacket, a coat that is just awesome, spot on. Your shoes this year, ankle boots are the thing, and that'll probably last for a few years. It's been going on for a little bit, but it'll probably last for a few years more. Knee-high boots are just not in the stores, and so get yourself a great pair of black ankle boots. Get yourself some casual brown camel-colored ankle boots, and then I would get yourself some maybe Toms or slip-ons that you can wear in the spring and the fall that are going to last and that go with everything. So get some investment pieces, and your purse, you take it with you everywhere. You can color coordinate it with your shoes and your belt, or you can just get one that pops that you just love and take it with you everywhere. Rule number 3, I call this the uniform rule. Once you figure out what your body shape is, and you can find some dresses, or you know what shape skirt and what shape shirt look best on you, then every time you go shopping, look to keep adding to that uniform. I have probably 5 or 6 dresses that I know when I put them on, I'm not going to have to tug, I'm not going to have to pull, I just feel amazing in them. And so I call those my uniform. I know that I like things that cover my arms a little bit so I don't always have to wear a cardigan. And I know that I need something that kind of cinches in around the smallest part of my waist and then flows. And so I try to find them in different patterns and colors, but find what works for your shape and start collecting those uniforms. Moving on to the trends. If you haven't subscribed though, please do that. I help teens and young women master the deeper issues of the 4 areas of life: faith, relationships, self-management, and fulfilling God's purpose for their life. So the trends, what are they? High, rise, everything. It doesn't matter if it's jumpsuits or wide leg crops or skinny jeans. Now, I'm not necessarily recommending all these. I'm just telling you what's out there. You're going to see high-waisted everything. And so you have to kind of look at that and say, how do I do that with my body shape, and how do I do that and still be modest? Am I going to wear the super high-rise mom jeans? If so, how do I do that modestly? I don't want to go into whether jeans or skirts, which ones they are. I'm just assuming that out there we have a lot of different types of people. And so what I focus on is modesty. And so when I went to the store, I looked around and I said, okay, how do you make this work? How do I make tapered jeans that are cuffed at the bottom? How do I make that work for me? And so I went and I tried on my size. I'm a size 10. And I thought, whoa, this definitely does lift and rise, but it was inappropriate. You look from the back and it revealed everything about my shape. And so I actually went up 2 sizes. I went to a size 14. And you know what? I took a picture of myself before in the size 10, and then I took a picture of myself in the size 14, and I brought them home to my family just to ask what they thought. And so I took it from the front and from the back, and it was amazing, the difference. And so if you are going to wear pants, I would encourage you to get over the size issue and really look at modesty and say, is this curving into places that draw attention to my body and reveal my body shape, or is this going to draw attention to my face and my smile and my countenance? But high rise is where it's at. Trend number 2 and 3, and it's the casual and dressy version of the same thing. It's the tied shirts. We have button downs that are tied, we have t-shirts that are tied, and then there are crop tops. And I tried them on just because I thought it would be fun to see, does this work, or is everybody going to be showing their belly button these next few years? I even saw a singer who, I don't particularly listen to contemporary Christian music, but I saw a YouTube video and her thumbnail had about an inch of her stomach showing and had her belly button showing, and I thought, okay then, so there is a portion of people who are Christians who are going to start wearing these crop tops and showing their belly button. And so that's when you really have to go back to the Bible and say, what is modesty? Modesty in and of itself is not drawing attention to what you wear or to your body. Discreet and chaste. Chaste has to do with that purity, and that purity of the heart and the purity of what you're suggesting with your clothes. And discreet has to do with not revealing too much. It's just really a matter of not revealing things that should be kept more secret. And so when you're looking at these crop tops, I would ask you, when you move or when you lean over or when you're at work and you're bending over to pick up something off the floor, what is that going to show? But I did find that those t-shirts and the button downs, that they're just a little bit longer, but they still have that shorter effect to go with your higher waisted clothes. So number 4 are onesies and jumpers and overalls. I was actually talking to somebody the other day about how I remember when I would wear a onesie, and you wear it, it's all one piece, and you snap it on the bottom. And what this is doing is that it helps keep your long line with these high waists, because you don't want things that are bunching. Some people don't want the gaps of the crop tops, but they still want that super high waist effect. And so when I went to American Eagle, I tried on a black onesie with some super high-waisted mom jeans. And what I found again is that I wear a medium. And so what I did is that I got the extra large. And so it hung a little bit looser. It wasn't super skin tight like a leotard. And then I had my super high waist, and it had the effect while still not being clingy to areas that would be a little bit less discreet when I was walking out in public. So if you want to wear that, oh, jumpsuits. Yes. So jumpsuits are everywhere. Overalls are everywhere. And if you're going to wear a onesie with overalls, that's a good effect. All right. So they're a little bit, the overalls can be more tapered and cuffed at the bottom, or you'll see the wide leg crop everywhere. And so that is a big look if you can pull that off. And so those and jumpsuits, which I kind of get confused sometimes because they look like prairie dresses, and prairie dresses are really a big deal right now. And so if you want to wear the jumpsuits with the elastic waist and they look like dresses but really they're pants, go for it. There's nothing immodest about it, but you have to have a little bit of confidence to pull that off. Have I mentioned ankle boots and ankle boots and ankle boots? And they go with the wide leg crops, they go with the tapered jeans, and they go with your church dresses. They go with cute denim skirts with great opaque tights or patterned tights. Ankle boots, ankle boots, ankle boots. The next big trend that's going on are logos, big, bold logos on your t-shirts. Get your favorite brand, smack it across there, and get a plaid button down tied around your waist. That is still a hot trend for this year. Before I go, I just want to talk a little bit about modesty and what it means in the Christian culture and why you really need to think this through. It's not about what your mom wants you to wear. It's not about what your school says you need to wear. This is a question that you're going to have to face for yourself and really work through. I'm working on a devotional for teens and young women that talks about finding God's purpose for your life and really being prepared for that next stage after high school, and why you need to know what you believe and what things you need to know that you believe. And one of this areas is the area of modesty and dress standards. And does the Bible really have something specific to say about it, or is it completely cultural? And those are really good questions to ask yourself. And so be on the lookout for that devotional. It should be coming up next summer. Amazingly deep roots for a fruitful life. That's it. So have a great day. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and then share it with a friend. Bye.